Hello, Scorpio, and welcome into your reading for the second half of September. Today, we'll be taking a look at what the rest of the month has in store for you in terms of jobs and careers, love and relationships, and then life path and mission. So before we dive in, and this is a relatively newer deck that I have that's a crystal deck, and it also has a QR code so you can scan it, and there's different sounds that it'll play for you for while you're doing your meditation. But let's take a look and see what crystal the divine is encouraging you to work with for the second half of the month. So this could be something incorporating it into your meditations, keeping it in your pocket throughout the day, things like that. Halite, mineral salt, and it's about easing grief, loss, and sadness. So if you're experiencing any of those, that can be helpful. Also, sometimes that grief and sadness isn't necessarily like the death of a loved one. It can also be as you evolve and as you change and ascend on your path, the transformations that you go through, sometimes it leaves you in that sense of loss or sadness for who you used to be. So even though you're growing, there is sometimes a sense of loss of that person that you used to be. Sometimes it also does affect your friendships as you start to ascend and awaken. Some of the other relationships you had in your life may start to fall away as new ones come in, people that are more closely aligned with you. So on the 15th, Mercury goes direct again, so that should be a little bit of relief. There is a shadow period for a couple weeks afterwards, but the kind of some of that really heavy energy that's affecting communication, travel, technology, timing, things like that should be easing a little bit. So since that card jumped, we'll go ahead and flip that. This is overall like an overall read of your energy before we jump into those specific areas. So we have the Chariot in reverse. We have 6 is love. It says love, but that's the Lover's card in reverse, and Queen of Shells in reverse. The Queen of Shells is the Queen of Cups. So in Queen of Cups in reverse, that's like this neediness and kind of insecurity and fragility. The Lovers in reverse is a sense of like disharmony or distrust, like there's an imbalance in your relationship. And then the Chariot in reverse is kind of a sense of like there's a lack of direction and unbalanced energies and some self-doubt, maybe fear of being trapped. So those going together has created this sense of lack within you. And that's something that needs to be addressed and needs to be healed. So we do still have a lot of planets in retrograde. We have Pluto, Saturn, Neptune, Chiron, Uranus, and Jupiter. So Chiron is the wounded healer. So there's likely some underlying traumas or wounds that need to be healed that's creating that kind of neediness and insecurity and fragility. And those are some of the wounds maybe that need to be healed. Maybe it was a loss from a long time ago, and that is coming up right now as something to be healed for you, since there is this imbalance and kind of this lack of direction and some self-doubt going on with you. So let's start with our jobs and careers and see what comes up. First card up was Ace of Cups in reverse. And then here, we'll go ahead and pull those. So that's a jumper card. In the recent past, you have the Eight of Wands in reverse. We'll kind of have the Ace of Cups in reverse off to the side. Present energy is the Four of Swords. And then the next level of energy or likely outcome is the Eight of Cups. So, and it's interesting. This is now, I believe, the 8th of these zodiac readings that I've done. And I commented on this in one of the other ones too, that this Four of Swords has come up either upright or reversed in almost every single one of the zodiac reads that I've done. And if you figure I only pull out between 9 to maybe 12 cards, and this one has come out in almost every single one of them. So starting from left to right, though, with that Ace of Cups in reverse, this is kind of a feeling of loss or being unloved. So that may be tying into these feelings over here. with your Eight of Wands in reverse, that is kind of about like in the recent past, there's been some bad timings at work and some missed chances, maybe feeling like things are slow. And so that's pushing you into this deep thought. And you're really kind of contemplating, what does that mean? Some of these different missed opportunities that you've had, and is it something, is this job the right place for me? And it's kind of like this slowness, and I'll call it lack of enthusiasm at work, is putting you into that thinking type of state. And then the next level is, the Eight of Cups is about letting go and kind of like a sense of abandonment and going out to search for something better. So it looks like from a job or career standpoint that this is moving you in the direction of wanting to go a new way, like either new career in general, or a new job specifically, or maybe within your company or your team, like a new type of project, a new type of role, that this one is feeling like it isn't really fitting. So let's take a look. We'll grab one of the timing cards and see what the timing is in terms of changing, making an actual change from a job or a role. Okay. Around your birthday. So whenever that may be for you, that it looks like you're going to find some movement there around your birthday. All right, now let's move on to love and relationships and see what all comes out for you. All right, what do we have for love and relationships for our Scorpios? All right, in the recent past, we have the Four of Pentacles in reverse, currently sitting in the Page of Wands energy with the Five of Wands as your next level of energy or likely outcome. Here, let's scoop this up. So make some little bit of room here for you, here if you want to still be able to see that. So with the Four of Pentacles in reverse, this is like this generous giving energy, and it also has an energy of overspending. So it's almost like in the recent past, you feel like you've been giving and giving more than the other person has been, and so that's kind of feeding into this cycle of fragility and neediness. Like the way that you combat that is your natural tendency is just to give more and give more. And, oh, well, if I keep giving more, then maybe they'll realize and start reciprocating, but that's not necessarily going to get you all of the results that you want, but it is putting you in this place of like optimism or happiness. But the next level that's coming through is actually conflict and some rivalry, maybe some anger. So it's almost like this is a short-term thing where, you've been over giving, and so they start to reciprocate a little bit, but it's not necessarily long-term, because then you're pushed back into this sense of conflict and anger within the relationship. So let's see what the next level, because if this is, for the second half of the month, let's take a look and see beyond that, like say 2 to 4 months. What does the energy look like for our Scorpios 2 to 4 months out? King of Pentacles and the Five of Pentacles. So your King of Pentacles energy is some of this reliability and security, like kind of a prosperous energy, but then it's also interlaced here with this struggle and hardship energy. So it's like you feel like you're having to fight to keep things together. So it does seem like there's some back and forth, like this imbalance within the relationship, that there's kind of a sense of disharmony. So that's something to work on, and we'll see what the other cards come through. Actually, let's take a look at your Soul Journey card and see what the Soul Journey card has to say about that. Growth. I want to expand my consciousness and my awareness. So that is more soul journey. So probably down here. Sometimes those are in line with love and relationships. So let's maybe take a look at one of these oracle cards and see if there's any other clarity here. Ending this will bring you peace. So there's all this back and forth energy, and you know, like I said, this seems like this is kind of short term. So ending that cycle will bring you peace. Whether that means ending the relationship in general, or if you're in some other specific type of cycle or rut, ending that to bring you peace. But it kind of has that feeling of, you know, this is a on again, off again, energetically type of a relationship. So let's take a look at your life path and mission. In the recent past, you've had Hanged Man, currently sitting in Six of Pentacles with Four of Wands as your likely outcome or next level of energy. So you've been in this self-imposed state of reflection, pondering what your mission is, and kind of readjustment and rebirth, and what do you need to do to bring your life mission online. And that you're currently sitting in this the Six of Pentacles in reverse is actually a little bit of a dishonest type of energy, and like you're being generous, but you're doing it because you're expecting something back. So it's almost more like you've been thinking about what you want to do, and now you're starting to do it, but you're maybe not doing it for the right reasons. So it's not necessarily that you've started doing it because it really lights up your soul and it makes you happy, but it's like you're doing it because you're expecting that it's going to give you something back. But this Four of Wands energy in the incoming energy or the future energy is really this happy celebratory energy. And if you're on a twin flame journey, this is one of those cards that pops out there as a, you know, wow, because it's the 1111 twin flame portion. So it could be that you have a divine counterpart that's coming in that's going to be helping you with your mission. So even though it seems like you're maybe not totally sure what direction you're going in terms of life path and mission, it looks like that's coming in, that you will be getting some good news on that perspective, maybe a partner that's going to be able to help you. And let's take a look at what is the timing of this partner who's going to be able to come in to help you. All right. Oh, these cards are stuck together. Before the next holiday. So depending on whether you consider Halloween a holiday, or in the US, Thanksgiving would be kind of the next big holiday. So it looks like it's coming in pretty quickly, that this person or this experience is going to be coming in where you feel like you've kind of happily found your mission. You've found that calling. Let's take a look at our Moon Oracle card and see what guidance or help can come from there. So what do our Scorpios need to know? Surrender to the divine. So some of this, whether it's surrendering here with your journey, or whether this is more along the lines of surrendering from a relationship standpoint, that it could be that you're just trying too hard, that, you know, you're feeling like you're on the verge of breaking, and you're not really getting much back. Like you're getting a tiny little bit back, but then it turns into conflict, and, you know, then you feel some stability, and then it turns into this, you know, feeling of sorrow, or being like struggle out in the cold type of energy there. So, so surrender to the divine. If this really is your path, that ending it is going to bring you peace. When you get to that point, then surrender to the divine in terms of knowing that something better is coming in for you. So it's not that, why is this happening to me? It's happening for you to be able to make room for a better partner. You know, maybe it's this divine partner that's coming in for you, but you can't be in this timeline and have this new partner come in successfully. So clearing up this line here, easing your grief and your loss and your sadness, because even if things are up and down, this is still a loss. So really working on that healing. And, you know, Jupiter in retrograde is about growth, and that's going to be in retrograde through the end of the year. So it's that kind of growth and expansion, and that's, that's what you're really looking at trying to do here. And if you watch my daily polls, you'll know how a lot of what I look at is the colors, and the colors here, when you put those all together, like especially those are really calling to me together. So you're going to see your growth when you end this toxic, like up and down situation that's causing you a lot of angst and heartache. You're going to see some growth out of that. Yes, it is going to be a loss, and you're going to have to work on easing that grief. And the way you ease that is by surrendering to the divine. So also Pluto is in retrograde right now until October 10th, and that's really about power struggles. Pluto's the great destroyer, and it's really challenging your toxic behavior. So some of this seems toxic, like this, I need love and support. So in order to get your attention, I have to pour all of this energy, all of this, resources, your time, your money, your energy into this other person just to get scraps back. And then we're back to, these up and downs, and then it's kind of stable. And then, so I think with Pluto in retrograde, that's one of the focuses, is how to clean up this timeline to make room for something better to come in. So I hope you found today's message to be helpful. And as always, take only what resonates and leave the rest behind. If you are on a twin flame journey, you can check out, there's some other twin flame videos posted on the page, as well as some of the Is This Your Person videos, messages from your person, things like that. So if you want to be alerted as to when those new videos post, hit the subscribe and the notification bell. Otherwise, I wish you peace and joy along your journey. Until next time, bye-bye.